The New England Patriots keep getting good news after, you guessed it, good news. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron on the daily Patriots content. Don't miss out. Subscribe. Takes 2 seconds. Hit the like button. Means the world to me as well. Comment below because I know you got something to say. We're jumping right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Christian Barmore. I guess I got to share my screen. That would help. Christian Barmore, ladies and gentlemen, is back. Positive health update he gave. First time speaking to reporters this offseason. He's been in the shadows. He's been grinding. He's been working. He's been making that comeback. He says he is expected to play. He's cleared for all football activities, first and foremost. Expected to be in the lineup week 1 against, I wanted to say the Oakland Raiders, but I know it's the Las Vegas Raiders. So, that being said, huge news for the Patriots. We know that last year, Christian Barmore, he went out, he had the blood clots issues, came back, very underwhelming, left again because they came back. And so it is awesome to see that he is healthy. He's expected to play. He's cleared for all football activities. So again, I hope that he comes back better than ever, especially with this whole defensive front who is ready to take on the NFL and ready to surprise a ton of teams. In Harold Landry III on the edge. Other end, you have Keon White, hopefully again in his third year, up and coming, especially when you have all these other dogs on the defensive line. And then you got your boy Milton Williams, one of the top free agents this offseason, next to Christian Barmore, who just got paid a boatload of money, just like Milton Williams. A lot of money on that front line right there. They better be doing something, but this is huge. So he said right here, Christian Barmore, I'm really just enjoying the game. I love again, not worrying about what was holding me back last year. Feeling good, more confidence in myself with my breathing. The biggest challenge has been battling with myself. I was doing everything I can to come back last year. Again, you want that. You want that in a player that says, listen, I wanted to come back. I was in my own head, all these different things, and now he has that opportunity to say, hey, listen, I'm going to come out this year and I'm going to ball out, especially with these absolute studs on both sides of me. So huge news for the Patriots moving forward. What do you think? Comment below. Again, last year when I was putting videos out in the offseason leading up to the start of the 2024-2025 season, I thought, listen, the one thing that's going to hold this team together is the defense. And the defense was just falling apart like crazy. Now, I think this offense is looking 100 times better. And a lot of potential there. But this defense, ton of potential. What do you think? Comment below. Christian Barmore. Let's hear it. Now, yesterday, schedule release. Great for the Patriots. I think that how the games are, how everything is situated, I think it's great. Off the bat, I'm going to tell you this. I think it is incredibly possible to say through 9 games that the Patriots are 7-2. You might laugh at me. That's fine. I don't care. Again, I'm a high school PE teacher. I am entitled to my opinion. So we're going to scroll down. I don't really care about preseason games. That first game, though, at Gillette Stadium, the Raiders. Now, we talked about that yesterday, that it was leaked. It was possible that was going to be the first game. I like this as a first game. I think it's going to be tougher than people think. A lot of questions with filling in places on the defense. They lost some stuff on defense. Now this year, though, Ashton Jeanty making his huge debut in Gillette Stadium. If I were to tell you guys, listen, Ashton Jeanty will be playing his first game in Gillette Stadium. If I told you that, a handful of months ago, you'd be like, oh, he's going to be a Patriot. Nope, he's going to be a Raider. Just like if I told you months ago that Shadur Sanders was going to be drafted to the Browns, you would have put all your money on the number 2 overall pick because that's where you thought he would have won, right? Yes. No, he dropped to the 5th round. Crazy. Anyways, that's beside the point. Raiders, I like that game. Again, I don't think Geno Smith, in my opinion, he's that run-of-the-mill starting quarterback. I think he helped his career out in Seattle. He's a placeholder for the Raiders. I think Pete Carroll, who knows how long Pete Carroll's going to be there for the Raiders, but I would assume the Raiders want to win, try their best to make a push with Pete Carroll as long as he'll coach. But they do have weapons as well, and Brock Bowers, who was a great rookie last year, and other weapons as well. So again, I'm not saying that's a guaranteed win. I'm not saying any of these team games are guaranteed wins, but I like that first game. Then you got a tough game heading down to Miami just because it's always frustrating down in Miami. But again, how are the Dolphins going to come out? And again, you remember the game last year when we played the Dolphins to start the season. And that game was in Gillette, but still, it was much closer. I believe it was 15-10. And that's when we had that just gosh awful offense that was hard to watch. And the defense, the handful, the start of that year was better. But I'm going to say, let's just say Dolphins win. Steelers, who the heck's their quarterback? We're going to chalk that up as a win. So you got Dolphins win, Steelers win, Panthers. Yes, they are on the up, but still, I think the Patriots are in a better position. I think they get the win. Bills, I'm gonna just chalk it up as a loss because I think, especially playing in Buffalo, end of the season, I like playing in Gillette Stadium better against the Bills. You never know. And then especially we'll talk about the Miami game, but we'll say that's a loss. So let's just say the Raiders loss. Sorry, not Raiders. That's my fault. It wasn't the Raiders. These are all wins. Buffalo first loss. Saints, again, who's their quarterback? Same with the Steelers. What's going on there? Titans, a lot of question marks around that whole team still, even though they got Cam Ward. I'm gonna bless me. I'm gonna chalk that up as a win. Browns win. Falcons, sneaky, but they have been in this sneaky spot for multiple years. What the heck are they going to do with all this young talent? I'm going to count that as a win. So again, I realize that's 9 games. Let's hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, I'm going up and down. I'll start going slower. It was the Steelers. So I had the Steelers. That's my fault, and the Bills. So 7-2. Again, the Steelers don't have a quarterback, but somehow the Steelers find a way to win. Mike Tomlin does. I don't know what it is. He made a deal with the devil. Who knows? But he's a great coach, and he's shown that. Even at times when they're like, should they fire Mike Tomlin? And then he goes out there and is like, I'm going to make the playoffs with a team that someone would go like 1-16 with, and it's crazy. So, anyways, I think that's a huge possibility. Even 8-1. Again, you're probably saying, Aaron, these other guys are going to sneak a game in. More realistically, you're probably looking at a 6-3, 5-4 possibly. But again, we're optimistic here. We go to 10. That's a tough game in after playing the Falcons. That's a tough game in Tampa Bay against the Bucs. Again, they're going to be coming out hot. Baker Mayfield obviously has shown everyone that, hey, he deserves to be a starting quarterback. They've made the playoffs. Did they make the playoffs last year? I can't remember. Yes, they did. And then the year before that, losing to the Lions. So again, Bucs, solid team, going to be a difficult team. We move down. Jets win. Bengals loss. I think the Bengals are literally out for blood that game. I think they end up winning that game. But Jets in Gillette, I think that's a W. Giants, you get hopefully a easy win before the bye week in week 14, the home game, and then you stay in Gillette and you play against the Bills. And I like the fact that you get that bye week heading into a gauntlet in these 2 games right here with the Bills and the Ravens. And that's tough. It's going to be a little colder almost just before Christmas on the 21st. So hopefully maybe that potentially plays in the favor of the Patriots. Who knows? But then you play at MetLife and then at Gillette Stadium. That Dolphins game at the end of the year, mark this right now, is a possibility. That's a game right there. For the Patriots. Every game's a must win. Yes. But that game right there could be a game where you look at it and you say to yourself, at the end of the season, that they got to win that to clinch a wild card spot, and possibly have another team lose. It could be a situation like that. So again, one of the easiest schedules in the National Football League, based on strength of schedule, based on the finishes off last year. But there's also teams here that, again, could surprise you. Again, who knows how Justin Fields is going to play at quarterback for the Jets, how Tua is going to come back, and if not come back, but, hopefully not getting a concussion again. No one wants to see that. But there's talent on both those teams, and are they going to be able to make them play to their full potential? Again, who knows? It'll be interesting. Adam Schefter, there we go, saying this, quote, about the Patriots going into the next year. They're going to be a better team this year than people realize. Had a strong draft loaded up, and Mike Vrabel, he knows how to get his team ready to compete. Huge factor right there. That's why they made the move. I believe the Patriots will be one of the surprise teams this year. Yes, I agree. People will be surprised by the Patriots. I think Patriots have a huge chance to make the playoffs if this team gets clicking, and it gets clicking early. Get ready to be surprised, Patriots fans. Good news is coming. Love this team. We'll talk later. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button on your way out. Oh, and let me ask you this. I forgot to ask this. Of the schedule, what makes you most nervous of how it's set up? Comment below. We'll talk later. Peace.